We're good.
Welcome. We're so excited you're here today listening. We're going to tell you our stories and just tell you everything about coaching, and then you can decide if you want to join our team. So we're going to get into my story. I was super busy before I started this. I was in grad school. I was a brand new teacher, and if anyone knows what that's like, super overwhelming. And I was tutoring like 4 kids after school. I was babysitting 2 nights a week. Needless to say, I was overworking myself, super overwhelmed. And we had just bought a house. We were rehabbing it ourselves, pouring thousands of dollars into it. And I was paying for grad school out of pocket. So money was going out the door. I was trying to bring more in. And I was just stuck in this cycle of like, oh my God, is this going to be my life forever? Like, how am I ever going to sustain this lifestyle of like working ridiculous amounts of hours on multiple different things and being able to do and live the life that we wanted to, because we love to travel. I wanted to be able to take time off with our kids. And that just wasn't in the picture at all, because there was no way I could do all of that while doing all of what I was doing. And I remember when my coach asked me to do this, I had already loved Beachbody because I had done their programs in college, because I hated going to the gym there. And I saw such great results from doing a workout in my dorm room versus like embarrassing myself at this gym, riding a bike every day. And so I had already loved Beachbody programs. I had no idea coaching existed, but I had already been helping people on the side with their health and fitness. I didn't really have the tools to give them to be like sustainable in their journey, but I was running these Biggest Loser competitions and just trying to help them through living healthier. So I was doing all the things that coaching entailed, but I didn't know it existed. But when this was brought into my life, I was on a webinar kind of like this, and I saw the freedom and the future that my future could have if I did this and just went all in and turn this into our life, our life business. And that's what I did. I mean, I'm here. I've been able to quit all those jobs. I got to take a year off with Quinn, and I'm pregnant with my second one, definitely taking off a year with this one. And this will eventually replace my income from teaching. I've been able to quit everything else. And it's just completely changed our lives. So that's kind of my story. I'm going to kick it over to Shayna. Her story is way different than mine, but it's cool that way.
Yeah, it goes to show that literally wherever you start, you can do this. There are people from like all walks of life on our team for sure. But I started definitely different than Julie. I started doing the Beachbody workouts when I had my son, and I was the anti-shake person. I was the person that was like, nope, not drinking those shakes. I eat real food. If only I would have known. But my coach, bless her heart, let me into her group, and I started doing the workouts at home. I used to be a gym rat. I loved going to the gym, and I just couldn't after I had my son. I had an emergency C-section with him. I was in the hospital shortly after for severe mastitis, and I was going to be in my best friend's wedding, like not even 5 months postpartum. And so I wanted to look back at my best friend's pictures and be happy and proud of how I looked. And I just felt so not myself in my body at that point. And so I started doing these workouts, loved it, got some really great results. And it was probably when Brian was about 9 months old or so that all of those medical bills started rolling in. And I realized very quickly that we were broke. And as much as we had tried to plan ahead for having our kids and to be financially stable, it just fell apart. And it got to the point where I was literally borrowing money from my parents for everything. I borrowed money from my parents to pay for the formula that Ryan needed. We borrowed money from my parents just to pay our bills every single month. And it was really humbling, because as a new mom, I wanted to feel like we were a family and we could take care of ourselves, and we definitely couldn't. We thought about selling our home, which we had built, and it was just a really hard point in my life. And my coach told me I should coach, and I thought she was insane. I was like, okay, I still have weight to lose. I am like super introverted and shy. Who in the world would trust me on their health journey? But I kind of realized that if I didn't do something, I was going to have to go back to work, which I didn't want to do, and put Ryan in daycare, which I didn't want to have to do. And so I said, okay, let's give this a try. And I thought to myself, the worst case scenario, I try these shakes that she's been raving about for months, and I lose a little bit more weight and I get healthier, and then I have to go back to work. But best case scenario, what if I didn't? And so I dove in head first, more from a point of like, we're broke and I need this to work, than even like, I want to get healthier. I just wanted to be able to afford our bills every month. And from month one, I was able to cover my own costs. And it just kind of escalated from there. I remember a few months in being like, okay, I'm making enough that I don't have to go back to work. We're making ends meet. And then it got to the point where I was like, okay, if I could do that, what else could I do with this? And my husband was former Marine Corps. He was working a warehouse job that he absolutely hated. And I remember thinking, what if I could let Jeff take a pay cut and do what he was passionate about? And he really wanted to go into law enforcement. And I was like, okay, that's my next goal. And it took a little over a year of coaching, but then we were able to do that. And it's just grown. It's given my family so much more financially than I ever expected it to, but also for my own life, which we'll go into as we go into all of these slides and what our team is about and everything. But it's incredible what this opportunity can bring to you if you let it. So we'll keep on going.
For sure. So a question we get a lot is like, what do we actually do as coaches? And the first thing and goal for any coach that joins our team is to get results for yourself. This is a self journey first. Both of us had results that we just couldn't keep in anymore. And basically it's like, we have to share them with the world because we're feeling so good in our bodies and our journeys and just in general that we have to share this. And that's what network marketing is. Like, people get scared of MLMs and network marketing. That's all it is. It's a word of mouth because you have had a personal experience and personal results from the tools and products that you've been using. So that's our first thing, is we get results on ourselves. We pick programs, we have workout programs, we have nutrition programs, we have Shakeology, we have Energize, it's pre-workout, recover, post-workout. Those are our most popular things that we all use every day and do every day. And it's a lot of fun. We do team challenges and stuff like that. But then we get other people's results. So as you bring people onto your team and into your challenge groups, we run these things called challenge groups or virtual gyms, where we post our daily routine, our workouts and our shakes and our meals, and we inspire others to do it along with us. So this is kind of our daily check-in accountability groups. And as you have people join you, they're obviously checking into and getting results along the way with you.
Yeah, and we connect, invite, and follow up, which I like to call ourselves professional friend makers. That's literally what we do, is we go out there and we share what we love and we connect with other people who we think would benefit from this and who we honestly would just want to be friends with in real life. And we see how we can fill a need that they have, whether that's their nutrition, whether that's their fitness, whether it's both, whether it's business side of things, whatever it may be. We figure out where is a hole that is missing for them that I might be able to fill by what I have to offer. And we invite them to do that with us. And then we continue following up with them. I know for me, it took months before I was like, okay, I will do this. And so it's often you invite somebody and they're not quite ready yet, which is why you continue following up with them, continue building that relationship with them so that when they are ready, you're there to help them. And then we do personal development. And like Julie said, this is a growth journey for you. So not only are you getting results on the physical side, but you're also growing mentally. Like I said in my story, I was super shy, super introverted. If you would have told me 6 years ago, I've almost been coaching for 6 years, that I would be doing a presentation like this, that I would be speaking on a presentation like this, or talking in my Insta stories, or going live on Facebook, I would have been like laughing in your face. I would have been like, there's no way I'm going to do that. And if that's part of the job, I'm not doing this. But over these 6 years, I have grown so much. And I mean, people who know me personally look at me 6 years ago and look at me now, and they can see that difference. And so I always like to say, where you are now and where you are even 30 days into this journey, you should be growing. You should be seeing that change in yourself. And what I love is personal development is very much so personal. So whatever it is that you're struggling with, we've got a team of women who someone has probably struggled with the same thing and can make some recommendations for you on how to overcome that. Okay.
I think a lot of people see this like job and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to tomorrow. If I join today, tomorrow I'm going to have to be this other person, but no, it's a journey. You don't have to start out going live on Facebook and We take you through the steps and we push you out of your comfort zone because that's what it's all about. But it doesn't have to be immediate. It's a gradual thing, which is why you'll see growth over time.
Definitely. It's definitely not something that is overnight by any means. There's a lot of Beachbody coaches out there. There's a lot of teams out there. And so I think that a big question that I get is why our team? And I think that our team is really special, and I might be a little biased, but we have such an amazing community of women who are all focused on whatever their vision is for their life, and then putting in the action to go out and make that happen. We are a team called Goal Crushers, and that is exactly what we do. We set goals, we link arms, we work together to crush those goals. And our community is like no other. I mean, we do one-on-one calls, we have pod group messages, we have get-togethers. We're actually going to be going on a retreat in September, which is going to be so much fun just to get together and finally meet some of these people for the first time in real life, which is incredible. We have weekly team calls, we have a team page. We have all kinds of support because honestly, when you join our team, we want you to be successful too, whatever success looks like for you. And we will link arms and we will run alongside you. I always like to say, when you first join our team, we're here to mentor you and help you. And then as you go, we're here to link arms with you and be your business partner and keep going.
Yeah. And I think I lost my train of thought, but we love to have fun. Like Shayna said, we're having a retreat and you can earn that retreat for free. And a lot of us are going to the Success Club trip, which is an all-inclusive international trip that you can earn as a coach. And a lot of our team members this year are going, which is just super exciting. And these are all trips like I love to travel. Shayna loves to travel. A lot of the girls on our team loves to travel. So like the fact that we get to travel together for free is just an amazing perk of this job. I remember what I was going to say. And we're something really special about our team is like in a year, we're still going to be here. Like in 5 years, we're still going to be here. In 10, 15, 20 years, like we're still going to be here. And people sometimes come and go, but we do not give up. We have this business sometimes is ups and downs, and we are here to stay. And I think that's something really special about our team because not every team, they might tell you that, but they might not always be around forever.
For sure. We've been here for 6 years. We're not going anywhere.
Okay, so what makes you a good coach or what doesn't make you a good coach? And let me start by saying, even if you relate to all 6 of these things, I will tell you how to flip them in your mind because a lot of these things are just misconceptions that we create in our minds. It's like, but I'm not good at selling. Well, actually, this has very little to do with selling. I always say, if you love something and you share it, you're not selling it. Yes, people are buying it through you, but I don't own anything that anyone is buying. Beachbody owns it. They buy it from Beachbody, and then I'm assigned to help them. And our real work starts after people purchase. It's not our job to get them to purchase. When people are ready to make a change in their life, they'll purchase, whether they go on the website or whether they buy it through you. But then it's our job to help them through it. And we teach you how to tell your story on social media so it doesn't feel like you're trying to sell something. We just had an incredible training from Kendra Hall, who is a professional storyteller. And she taught us, like, we have the trainings to share with you that so you can share your story on social media and just in general in life. So if you feel like you're not good at selling, good, because I've been a salesperson before and I hated it. And I would not be doing this right now if this was solely about selling. It's very different from direct sales. So I just wanted to throw that in there because a lot of people get them confused.
Yeah, for sure. And what I always like to say too is you go to a restaurant or you go to a movie and you love it, you share about it. Like you just naturally do, whether you talk about it in your Insta stories or you tell your best friend about it. It's just natural for us to share the things that we love. That's what we do as coaches. We just happen to get paid for it, which is an awesome perk. The next one is not knowing enough people. And I can 100% relate to this. When I first started, I'm kind of like grandma lady over here, and I like didn't even have an Instagram. I had like 200 friends on my social media, and it was literally just my way to connect with people when my husband and I lived overseas. And so I didn't know a lot of people, not to mention the fact that my coach is actually somebody I've known since sixth grade. So all of these mutual friends that we had growing up, our high school friends and stuff, she'd already talked to them about this. And so when I first started, especially being shy and introverted, it was a little scary to me. And I had that thought of, I don't know enough people for this. How am I going to make this work? You're going to meet the people. Like I said before, we're professional friend makers. I never would have met Julie had it not been for this opportunity. 95% of the women on our team and the people in my groups that I help every day are not people I would have known before I started coaching. You go out there and you meet people. And the cool thing is that you meet people who don't just become your teammates and your clients, but become your friends.
So true. It's so crazy to me that some of my best friends I've met on social media. Like, that's so weird. I hated social media before this. I don't have time. So I hear this a lot from people, but you don't start a business like this because you have like extra time. When you have extra time, you watch a Netflix series, let's be real. But people who start this business are looking for more time. Like, I was super busy. I remember when I told my husband, I was like, hey, I think I'm going to be a Beachbody coach. I remember like the fear of like his reaction to me adding something else to my plate, because I was already stressed out, already overwhelmed. But thankfully he was supportive. He was like, like, whatever, you do what you do. And if he said no, I was still going to do it. It didn't matter. But I had zero extra time. But I found time. I stopped watching junk TV on, 9:00 at night when I was like winding down for the night. I started waking up earlier. Now I work in the nap time because I want to be present with my daughter, but like, I don't want to feel like I'm working all day, but in the summer, obviously. But you create pockets of time. Okay. People don't start this because they have extra time. They start it for the freedom of having more time.
Totally. The next one is I'm not in shape. And I think that our company's name kind of puts this misconception of, oh, Beachbody, you've got to be like super fit and super in shape to be a coach. And I want to tell you, all shapes, all sizes, all fitness levels can be an amazing coach. You are here to share your journey as you go through it. I've gone through 2 different postpartums. I've gone through a pregnancy. Julie's going through a pregnancy now. We aren't always going to be in the best shape of our lives. It's about sharing the journey as we go and showing people that no matter where you are, this can work for you. And here, let me show you how. And so don't feel like you've got to be like this perfect fitness person. We're a team who loves our wine and our pizza and having treats, but we also love fitness, and we share how that works for our life and for our health. So you don't have to be in good shape.
Definitely not. Definitely not. But I'm not inspiring. And you might not be living a very inspiring life right now. And that's okay, because I think a lot of us start this business and we're like, holy crap, like, who would be inspired me right now? I was super negative, super just busy, overwhelmed, like stressed out all the time. Like, no one would want me to be their coach. But that's a part of this process. You get to start your journey, you get to go through your journey, and you get to inspire people along the way. And every single person's story is impactful in some way. Even if you think it's not, that's a story you're making up in your own head. Okay. Even if you have a very little physical transformation, like I only had 5 pounds to lose, but it wasn't, it was my attitude that had to change. It was what I was putting in my body had to change. It was how I felt about myself. Those were the things that initially in my transformation. Some people lose 100 pounds and that's great. And they're going to probably connect to those people. Other people who need to lose a lot of weight, but it doesn't matter what your story is. It matters that you have a story and that you share it. And the last one, I'm doing this one too. Wait, is this a pyramid scheme? So I had that thought when I started this because 1, I never thought I'd ever own a business in my entire life. And 2, I wanted nothing to do with pyramid schemes because I had seen what people going into houses, trying to sell knives and who knows what. I literally just remember sitting at my kitchen table with my parents, like looking at Cutco knives. And let me tell you this, multi-level marketing is very different from a pyramid scheme. Pyramid scheme, you get people to buy things and the people they're buying from get nothing in return. Multi-level marketing is not the case. When you join as a coach, there's two ways you make money, and it has nothing to do with you don't get a portion of what people under you are doing, if that makes sense. And a lot of businesses, especially corporate ones, are set up so that like there's someone at the top, like a superintendent of a school, then you have vice principals, then you have teachers, then you have students. So this whole pyramid shape thing, like people get confused with that, but a lot of corporate companies are set up like that. It's not a scheme. Building your team and having customers join you obviously can make you more money, but that's the point of any business that you run. So if you want more info, you can message me. I have like whole documents on it because I did a ton of research on it before I joined. But read this bottom part again. If you don't sacrifice for what you want, meaning like my trash TV, what you want becomes your sacrifice. So yes, this business is going to be a sacrifice. You're going to have to leave something out, whether it's TV or, I don't know, Netflix or snacking. I don't know, something is going to sacrifice in your life, but I promise you what it's replaced with is more life-giving than any of those other things that you could ever fill your time with.
For sure. Okay, so you're sitting here and you're like, okay, well, this is great, but like, how do I actually join you? And there's two different ways that you can join us on our team. And I will start by saying this. I'm not going to go into super detail here. So if you're ready, talk to the coach who sent you this webinar. We are here to help you find the perfect path for you personally to start this journey. But there's two basic ways that you can get set up. The first of which is to pay $40 and you're a coach. And I never recommend this. And the reason for that is, as we've talked about, the whole point of this in not being a salesperson, in growing ourselves, and helping other people get results is that we're sharing our journey. So if you're not doing the workouts, if you're not either drinking our shakes, doing our nutrition plan, or our supplements, whatever it may be, there is not a way for you to genuinely share that. And so I never recommend signing up this way, just because then you're not using the products and you are signing up to be a salesperson, which is not what our team is about. So the most popular way to sign up by far is a challenge pack. And a challenge pack gets you everything that you need to get started. You get Beachbody On Demand, which is basically like Netflix for workouts. You get access to all of our workouts for an entire year online, which is incredible because 6 years ago when I signed up, I got DVDs for one program for the same price. So it's incredible the value you now get with these challenge packs. That $40 coach fee is waived. You get 2 separate nutrition plans. So whether you want something that's more structured or a little bit more flexible, we have 2 different nutrition programs that you can go with and learn about and figure out which will work best for you. You'll get a month of your nutritional supplements, whether that is our daily Shakeology, Energize and Recover, which is our pre and post workout. You can get packages with all of it in there if you want to try it all. Basically, you pick what's right for your journey. And those range anywhere from $160 to $220, depending on what it is that you pick for you. And like I said, talk to your coach. If you are ready, we will help you figure out the best way to get started for yourself. And then I just want to say one little thing before I let Julie take her spiel with this, because this slide means so much to me, you guys. Like it says, see those big dreams. They're all possible and completely in your hands. And I will be the first to tell you, I thought that was complete BS. When I heard this, when I first started coaching, I was like, yeah, cool. I'm sure that I'll be able to take all of these amazing trips, and I'm sure I'll be able to be debt-free and pay things off. Y'all, it's possible. If you get out of your own way and get out of your comfort zone, you can do that. Like this middle picture is a picture of Julie and I and our husbands on that Success Club trip that Julie was talking about before in Riviera Maya. We got it completely paid for, excursions, all-inclusive resort, and not only just for me and for Julie, but for our husbands. Like our spouses got to be a part of this. I've been able to pay off debt. We've been able to allow Jeff to take a pay cut. Like so many huge things have happened because I saw those big dreams and I didn't let anything stop me. So I'll let Julie say her piece about it too.
That's so true. And like your dreams might be small right now. Maybe it's like you're just silently suffering and you want to make some new friends, you know? That was something that came with this package that I never knew I needed. But all my friends had moved away, and it just fills your life with so many amazing people. And as our team grows, you just meet more people. And I mean, who knows? I mean, it started, that was an unexpected dream fulfilled with this. But I mean, I just wanted to be able to cover my costs because I didn't think I could afford it because I was paying for all these other things. And then I started paying for the groceries, and now we're completely debt free. Like, that's amazing. And now I'm going to travel more and be able to do this full time and stay home with my babies as long as I want. And it's just, oh man, whatever dreams and vision you have for your life, like this can be the avenue that you get there. I mean, the first picture is our team at Summit last summer. And like girls from my personal team came that year. And like, that was always a dream of mine. And our team next year at Summit is already so much double the size of that, triple the size. It's just such an incredible journey. And I think it's blown my husband out of the water. Like, he never expected to go on these trips, and for me to earn these things and be recognized and just have such an amazing community that I literally talk to on the computer. But if you've got them, you can accomplish them through this journey 100%. And we're here to do it with you.
Yeah. And your goals don't have to be huge at first. Like I said in my story, like my goal was to not have to ask my parents to borrow money, to be able to afford my son's formula. And once I got there, then it made me think, okay, I got there. Where else could I go? And it's like every time you reach a goal, you realize that there's something more that you can do with your life until you get to these big goals of going on these trips and doing these things that we never thought possible. So, whatever your dream is, you belong here. And I truly believe it. I always like to say, what do you have to lose? And that was my thought going into this was worst case scenario. I did this business for a month or 2 months or 3 months, and I got healthier myself. And maybe I grow a little bit, maybe I get a little bit more confident, and I meet some really cool people. That was the worst case scenario to me. And then I would just go back to work and do my usual 9 to 5 grind. But the best case scenario is this could change your life. And I know like so many people probably roll their eyes and think that that's cheesy, because I know I did too. When somebody said this is life changing, I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. Like totally rolled my eyes at it. But y'all, it is. Like, I can't tell you how different my life is now than it was 6 years ago. And there is no price tag you could put on that that would make me change my mind to saying yes to this opportunity and to always be here. I mean, I look at these pictures of these women, and none of them would be here if we hadn't have said yes. And that is incredible. And so I just want to say that you belong here. You have nothing to lose and so much to gain.
For sure. And I always say it's really hard to explain when you're on the inside, trying to explain it to people who aren't a part of our team in Beachbody. It's really hard to explain it to people, you know, like you hear us say these like, oh, it's life-giving, you know, like roll your eyes kind of statements. But it's hard to explain it because you haven't experienced it for yourself. But when you're on the out, and when you're on the out, did I miss that up? I don't know. When you're on the outside looking in, it's, you can't understand it. And when you're on the inside looking out, it's really hard to explain. That's what I meant to say. But man, now is such an incredible time in our business. Our company has had the biggest year yet. And we've been around for like, I don't know, almost 15 years. Like, that's insane. The fact that a company with all this other competition too has had their biggest year yet in 2020. Thank you, quarantine, and all these amazing programs coming out soon, which is my next point. Now is the time. You get in now so that you can learn and help people through the next couple of amazing programs coming out. And then after that, I mean, we just keep coming out with more. It's just more and more and more. But we already have an amazing library of programs for them. But now is the time. We're in the middle of MBF, Muscle Burns Fat launch. It's been our biggest launch ever. like tripled any other launch that we've ever done. Insane. And we have a new running program coming out. Think about how many runners are out there. It's a running and lifting program that comes out in the fall. And then in January, December, January, we have a brand new Autumn Calabrese program coming out. And apparently it's like nothing that we've ever had before. So an incredible lineup is coming. We have a pregnancy bar program coming out, which I'm excited about. And affirmations and all kinds of really amazing stuff to add to your life and your health and your wellness. And I'm really excited to have our team expand through those things. And you should be here to experience that too. So I'm excited for you and for your growth, and you absolutely belong here.
Definitely. This last month alone, we've had 56 people, 56 women join our team. And that to me is just incredible. And it speaks volumes to what people need right now. And we have a solution to what people need. We've got the community, we've got workouts you can do safely from home, we've got the nutrition, and we've got a way for you to earn some extra money, especially with all these people who are losing their jobs during this time. And so you belong here. Reach out to the coach who invited you to this. We cannot wait to celebrate you joining our team, and have a great day.